Okay, so welcome today both to Clive Heenan and Noel Beasy. And we've invited you guys along today because it's in regards to the 150th anniversary this year of the Dunolly Football Club. So we thought we'd get a number of people who have been involved over the years and ask them some questions about their involvement and their family's involvement and what have you. So firstly, welcome. And if I could just say, Noel, if you could just want to start us off, just your involvement as a boy or your family's involvement and things like that.
Oh, I don't know what year I started, but I played in the junior, under 18 competition. And, I guess we won the grand final in 1960. We played Church of England at Campbell's Creek, and Church of England were undefeated. And we got there and we knocked them off by a point. And, we had a hell of a storm the night before, and we had to do detours to get to Campbell's Creek. And Bandy Watts, he was our coach. And, his three-quarter time speech was said, well, come on, fellas, go out there, and if you don't win this game, I'll walk to Darwin barefooted. That was his three-quarter time speech. But
And who was Bandy Watts, Noel? Where did he fit in?
It was Ivan Watts' father. Ivan won the best and fairest in the seconds, I'm not sure what year. But he was a real character, you know. I don't know if he ever played football or not. I don't know much about him that way, but he was, yeah, so.
Was he any relation to Peanut?
Yeah, they're all related. All the Watts were related sort of thing. It'd be Peanut's uncle, I'd say. Peanut, Buff, Chong and all them.
And just touching on that, in that 1960 year, under 18s, you went on to win the premiership. Would they play on the same ground as the seniors?
Yeah, down at Campbell's Creek. Curtain racer to the main game.
And looking back over that particular year, obviously you had a fairly strong side. Was there any particular players that stood out over that time in those under 18 years?
Oh, sort of can't remember that many. I should have looked it all up, Andy. I'd have known. You can ask that, but no, we had some good players. Yeah.
And Noel, your involvement or your family's involvement, was it a family affair?
No, not really. No, just a Beasy name sort of thing. And Maury Beasy played in the 20s, and Doug played in the 50s. So they both went on and played for Carlton.
And what's the relationship there with you and Maury and Doug?
Well, it's not a close relation. It's sort of, I'm not sure that Doug or Maury was Dad's cousin or something like that. You know, it wasn't a close relation, no.
And they lived in Dunolly as well, for a set.
Yeah, Maury lived in Dunolly when he went down and played with Carlton in the 20s. He used to catch a train here of a Friday night, go down and play on a Saturday, come home Sunday night. I think it was 1925. They wanted him to become captain, but he couldn't accept it because he wouldn't go and live in Melbourne. He liked the country life, so.
It's quite an amazing story, isn't it?
Yeah. I used to love when he used to come down and tell us his stories and everything about it, but it was really good. They'd go down a week before the season started and train for a week, and then he'd come home again. And then Doug, he was in the 50s, I think it was. He played with Carlton, and he won the best and fairest at Carlton. He represented Victoria twice. And when he finished at Carlton, he went to Box Hill and coached them in the BFA. And I'm not sure, was it 56 or something like that? He won the Liston medal. And they only won 3 games for the year. So it wasn't a bad effort, I reckon, winning 3 games and winning the best and fairest in the league. So.
What amazing.
Yeah.
And then going forward from that 1960 year, Noel, you went into the senior ranks?
Yeah, I gave it away for 12 months or so. I had a crooked knee, so I'm not sure when I came back, 62 or 63 or something like that, I think it was. We won the premiership in 63, but then we lost a lot of good players, and, we just sort of went downhill sort of thing after that. And we were getting beat quite often, losing. And in 69, Ron DeLidio coaches us, and we won that premiership that year, and it's the last one.
Yeah. Well, just touching back on, you said you had that 12 months off with the sore nerve. And so you forced your way back into that side to play in the premiership in
63.
Yep. So you must have been pretty happy with that, because obviously it was a strong side.
Oh, yeah. We were a bad side those. One year, I'm not sure what it was. What was it, Clive? Remember they went through undefeated? Went through 1 year undefeated anyway. Might have been when Kevin Ryan coached us, perhaps.
Yeah. And so Kevin Ryan was the coach, and you were mentioned before that he was a very good player.
Oh, yeah. Real good player. Big bloke, strong football and good mark and good kick and everything like that, yeah.
And what was some of the, can you remember what back in that sort of particular era, the training, would it be a twice a week sort of thing, or?
Oh, twice a week, but we never seemed to train hard here much, Andy. Over the other side of the ground, there's a big pine tree over there. If we got a bit tired, we had no lights or anything, man. It was dark. You get around the other side if you're a bit tired or something like that, just hide behind the pine tree and wait till they come round again. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But if you got caught, you'd have to sprint the last half lap after training and finish down to the sheds.
And there were some great names, Noel, in that particular side that you played in. I said, well, Kevin Ryan, as we just mentioned, and Joe Lacey.
Joe Lacey.
That was.
Peanut, yeah, was another one. Who else, Clive?
Mentioned Chonga Watts.
Chong Watts, yeah, was a good fullback, and I'm not sure whether
Jeff and Dux.
Yeah, they'd have been in it too. Terry Watts and Jeff Watts. And Jeff was a good full forward. He could kick quite a few goals, but he went down to Morville there, and he could have gone and trained with Carlton, but Graham Donaldson was the coach there, and he reckons Jeff was the laziest trainer down at Morville, so he said that's why I never took him down to Carlton to train.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So you went on to play in that 62-63 premiership, and as you mentioned, things dropped off a bit.
Yeah.
And then what brought 69, the success in 69, what brought that about?
Oh, I don't know what it was. Any idea, Clive?
Well, the coach had a lot to do with it.
Oh, Ron DeLidio coaching, but we just had a sort of
All
star-studded side sort of thing, just a team of average players that, really played well.
And local boys?
Yeah, pretty all local at the time, yeah. Like in the early years, you used to get school teachers and bankers and all that sort of thing, but in 69 and that, you wouldn't have had anyone from outside the town sort of thing.
And can you remember anything about that particular grand final, who you played, or?
No, don't, Andy, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
I should have studied it all up.
You'd remember who you played on 69, Clive?
I know, it was usually at Carriesbrook. That's the one when Ronnie Cole, I think, came on, wasn't it, the 19th man? He was 19th man or something. It was goal for goal in the last quarter, and Ronnie Cole come on. I think he kicked the winning goal.
Yep. Gosh, close.
Yeah. Oh, Ron coaches, young Ronnie Jr., he played. Did Wayne in that side? No. No, Wayne wasn't in that.
And then, so after the 69, how long did you continue to play for?
Oh, not long, a couple of years or so.
Yeah.
We were getting thrashed all the time. So, it was about the end of it sort of thing. It might have been 2 or 3 years. I was getting too old then, so, retired.
Pretty good career all the same.
Oh, yeah, we had fun, yeah.
And what happened then, Noel, as far as, did you stay involved with the club, or?
Oh, no. Oh, not involved in the club sort of thing, just supported them and, like that. Went to the matches and different things, and, but I wasn't involved on the committees or anything like that, no. More or less retired.
And you still lived around town, though, for a lot of years to go?
Yeah, I'm not sure what I've been in Maryborough for about, 20, 8 years or so now, 28, 30 years now. So, yeah. When I lost my parents and that, so I just sort of, I was still working at the time, so built a house in Maryborough and just lived over there. But always kept in contact with the club, read up all the results and everything like that.
Yeah. We're certainly involved in a good era of football.
Oh, yeah,
Club.
you're right. Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
And like you mentioned, 69 is a long time between drinks.
That's for sure. Too long.
And at this point, we'll welcome you in it too, Clive. So the Heenan name's obviously well known within the football club. And I think I'm right in saying once that one particular game was 4 brothers played?
Yes. Yeah, that's right. We regularly played 4 of us. Well, there was a 5th brother, but he wasn't interested in playing football. He's more of played a bit of tennis, and he's a student more than anything else. So, but no, we were pretty involved, and the old man was goalkeeper too. So he was wagging the flags for us, and I don't know where he might have won 1 or 2 games because of his decisions, but that's the way it was in those days. Yeah.
And take us back to the start. What brought you involved in the footy club as a young bloke? Like,
oh, well, that's interesting. When the old man came out of the army, moved around a bit, and we moved back to Dunolly, and we originally came from up around Sea Lake and the Mallee, and Jack Walsh moved here to be a school teacher, and they were friends with my mother's family from Sea Lake, so we knew who Jack was, and Jack being coach of the club here, we followed him, and to us as kids, we knew nothing about AFL, VFL football. We thought Dunolly was the top of the tree. So they were our heroes, Jack Walsh and Arthur Lacey, Brian Coleman and Peanut and Chong. We all idolised them. They were such good people as well as good footballers. And the league was very strong too in those days. It was a very competitive sort of thing. And in those days, the under-18, you had to be, if you're any good, you got a game at about 16 or 17. But our involvement was a club. You come up here and we'd train and watch them train, and you'd be given the boundary umpire's job. So you ran the boundary for 1 or 2 years to get, and then you might get a game as 19th, and they blooded you that way. And you eventually got into the under-18s, and which we did, and we had a mediocre team all the time because we had lots of regional locals playing, and our family was a normal family with, in those days with 6 kids, and when 4 of us played football, and there was other families around here with 3 or 4, like the Britons and the Wattses and all those. In the Rosellis, we all made up, and none of us were much good, but we had a lot of fun. And from the under-18s, we played a few finals, and Freddie Britton was coach all the time. All used to pile in Freddie Britton's car, and Ian Flett and Sidney Watts, I think it was, used to cart us around everywhere, and we enjoyed it. It was a part of the game. There was no money or anything, and as Noel said before, it was a bit of a down surge in the club in 64, 65, 66. We were up there, but not quite good enough. And we all grew a bit, and us kids went on to play in 1969. We're all very, very experienced young players. We're only 20, 21, but we'd been playing for 3 or 4 years. And I think that's one of the reasons why we probably were successful that year. And we've had a great leader in Bernie Lanfranchi, and Ron DeLidio as coach. He was a real mentor, and we looked after him. He got the respect of everyone. And that's what clubs are all about, and a very strong committee. That's what makes clubs as good committees, and ladies and men's. And from there, it was, you won the flag, and it was no big deal. You just got on with life after that. It was till the next season came along. So that was about it. But in 1969, I'd been playing up in Darwin, and I came back and I played in the flag and premiership in Darwin, and I came back and played another one here. So it was, I wasn't all that good at any of the teams, but I was lucky enough to play in 2 premierships in the 1 year, so I was very fortunate.
What took you up? I mean, that would have been something unusual back in that day, going up to Darwin, Clive?
Yes, I think it was growing up. I think it was you get a bit stale in your jobs, and I used to read about things happening up in the Northern Territory. So I decided that as soon as I finished my apprenticeship, I was off. I finished on the Friday and I left on the Monday morning. I went up there for a couple of years and had the most wonderful time you'd ever have, I think. And Darwin those days was 40,000 people and a very, very strong football league up there. We had, in our team, we'd have 6 league players playing with us, all local coloured boys. And they were very, very good to me personally, the families. I stayed with them regularly, and I have still got good contacts after 50 years up there with them.
What did you do for work up there, Clive?
I was a fitter and turner.
Yep.
Work was easy to come by. You know, there's not much work up there. But there was no money even in those days. There's no big money about. We're still only earning $50 a week, and it's the same as we're earning down here, but you get a Saturday, work at all day Saturday. And but it was the lifestyle up in the Northern Territory. That's why people like it up there. It's so easy going, and it was a real frontier, I suppose you'd call it.
And being the Heenans were fishermen and shooters, so it would have been...
Oh, yes, we've done a lot of that up there with chasing. The thing was, if you're connected with the Aboriginal community, they had different rules than the whites. Like they could shoot out of season and it was legal. So we did a lot of that down the track, and shooting crocodiles and that sort of thing. You're allowed to do it in those days. And magpie geese, well, we used to have feasts of them up there, and it was wonderful.
It's amazing. And if I could just mention I think in 1980 you actually coached Dunolly?
Yes, Linton Gleeson was coaching, and they asked me would I take over halfway through the year. So I came into retirement and played a few games as well, and we had a reasonable year. We didn't win many games, but we were competitive, and it sort of gave a bit of a kickstart. And I think that's all they wanted, a bit of a jolt. And then the next year came along, and David Lyric took us over, and then Attrell Turner, and things started to change a bit then, I think.
And if I could just go back to the 1969 when you played with Noel, what was your memories of that particular season and going in?
Oh, that was quite different. I played nearly every game on the forward line. I was full forward or centre half forward, and we had a good full forward in Charlie Townsend, and Newstead had 2 Fife boys playing for them. One played Carlton.
Peter Fife, I think.
Peter Fife, yeah, and his brothers, 2 brothers, Stephen and I can't think of the other one's name. They were their gun players with another fella by the name of Brian Richardson. He's probably the greatest footballer other than Joe Lacey, I reckon.
Yeah,
and they picked the team, and Ron, being as cunning as he was, he said, well, you're not going to be playing centre-half forward this week. You're going to be playing centre-half back. Well, the only time I played in the back line was up in Darwin in a premiership team. So I picked up Malcolm Fife, it was. Peter Fife played fullback, I think. And I had a real good day on him, except the last quarter. He kicked a couple of goals on me, and we finished up even on points. And I thought, geez, I've lost the game here for him. I got a bit slack, and the ball went downfield. I remember Neville Britton getting the ball and kicking it out to centre half forward, and I think it was yourself or someone kicked it down there, and it was a bit of a scramble, and Ronnie Cole ran around the pack and hooked it over his right foot and kicked the goal, and the siren went then, and that's all I can remember of the whole thing. We had a bit of a celebration after up at the old Presbyterian Church, wasn't it?
I could have.
It was a dry show, so yeah, it was unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Now, tell me about, while we're talking about whether it was that game, I'm not sure, but they reckon that you might have taken the highest mark ever.
Oh, sure. No.
That wasn't that game. No, it was in the second semi-final. And it's just one of those days you do something silly in the time. But I played on Brian Richardson that day. And the ball was kicked to him, and he sort of bent over a bit, and I sort of come in from behind, and I got my knee in his back, and then the next one I got it on his shoulders, and I just kept going up, and I marked it, but I came down, landed flat on my back, and I couldn't kick it. I couldn't move. I thought it killed, and we got beaten that day, didn't we, in the second semi? We should have won.
Yeah.
We were the better team on the day, and but Newstead won it was on the day, but I was knocked around a bit that day.
You often hear about that particular mark, and I think it might be in this book, but yeah,
It was.
yeah, must have been amazing. Were you known for taking high marks, Clive?
Oh, I don't know. They used to call me audibles most of the times. I was on the ground most of the times. No, I didn't. No, not really. Sometimes you had a good day. Sometimes you couldn't hang on to them at all. It's just on the day, I think. But,
Yeah. And like you said, you were predominantly centre half forward, full forward.
yes. Yeah. I was pretty light and didn't get injured very often. You sometimes broke a finger or something like that. That's about all. But
Yeah. What about you, Noel? What positions?
I was on half forward flank. I had to kick him to Tubby Hunt and all them to kick the goals.
Yep. Yeah. Did he play in the 69, or did he finish by then?
Tubby,
Yeah, Tubby.
no, he'd retired.
Stand, yeah.
No, he didn't. No, he's either retired or went back to Bialaba, I think. But he played till he's 43. He was an enormous player.
You mentioned your coach in 69, who, if I could touch on him, Ron DeLidio. And you mentioned that he was such a great mentor. And you've also mentioned that these sorts of people like himself were great people off the field. And what was it like to have him around the town and involved in the club and things like that?
Ron was a good sportsman. He played tennis till, 50 when he gave up playing tennis. I reckon he was a good tennis player too.
And cut wood?
Yeah, off-wood, sleepers, whatever, yeah. He was a real hunter too, duck shooting. He used to love the duck shooting, never miss opening.
He was a real clean living person. That his morals were really good, weren't
Yeah,
they?
didn't drink, smoke.
No, unless drinking.
I love the story that some of the other chaps say that when they do have had a do at the day or a dance or something, that Ron DeLidio Senior might have he'd get drunk on raspberry or stop.
Yeah, that'll be right. Yeah.
Or get merry on raspberry. Yeah. And your other brothers, if we make mention of those too, Clive, like there was a family affair?
Yes, it was. Peter nicked one down. He was a bit unfortunate that he wasn't a bad player. He played full back, and he was made. He got called up for Nasho in 19. What would that be? Don't know what year it was. But anyway, he got called up, and he was made captain. I think that same year, but he couldn't get down to training. But the first game here at Dunolly, the ball was kicked out of the centre. He was playing centre half back, fell on his elbow and broke the end of his elbow off. So he played 5 minutes of captain, I think, that year. So he did his Nacho for a couple of years and played on till he got married and went down and played in Ballarat. And Brian, he was the biggest of a lot of us. He played for Dunolly for many years, and he was a rugged type of player, one of best and fairest. He was the only left footer in the family, and he was a pretty tough sort of a player, and he used to stir the opposition up. He didn't mind a bit of a scrap. As a fight on, he was in it. And then we had Philip, the youngest. He was a railway worker, and he played probably as many games as any of us. He probably played probably close to 250 to 300, and Brian probably played 250, and Peter would have played probably 150, and I would have probably played about 120, I suppose, something like that. Yeah, so
It was a big involvement from the family.
yeah, it was. We loved the football, and in those days it was all about families and the club. And I feel that things have changed today. It's not the same anymore with rule changes and all that sort of stuff. It's sort of turned to a different game, but that's only my opinion of the game. Yeah.
And on a Saturday when you went off to play the football, would Mum and Dad go?
Oh yes, they were always there. Yeah. Mum would always have the thermos, and that was a big part of her day of watching the boys play football. She never didn't see anyone else, but and she'd let you know when you played a bad game or a good game.
Yeah. And what about Dad?
No, the old man didn't say much at all. No, we'd get him in the pub and talk about it.
Would he be involved on a
Oh yeah, he was goal umpire.
goal umpire?
Yeah, yes, for quite a few years. Yeah, he enjoyed the footy, and being a relation of the Delilios helped a bit too. We all sort of took that on board.
And what was the relation there?
My grandmother and Ron's mother were sisters.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, they were the Taylor family, Gary Taylors. Yeah. So that's about my story.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you very much for your time. And did I hear your mate mention another time about a chap that used to ride his bike?
Oh yes, Wally Gawley. He I don't know where he fits in the book, but Wally was a local bloke from here, and he worked at the butter factory in Maryborough, and he rode his bike every day, back and forwards, whatever way it was, and he played at Dunolly when he was living in Maryborough, and continued playing, and he'd ride his bikes to every game and back in whatever weather it was. So they did the tough all right, but that didn't know any different. Yes, Walter Gawley. Yeah, played many years apparently.
Yeah.
Just the basics.
Yeah. Noel, we've just got a question there on, which I think I probably touched on, but the Beasy family, you mentioned it was, as far as Doug and that, they were distant relatives. Any other family connections that you know of in regards to Dunolly?
Reg.
Yeah. Oh, Reg, my brother, he played in 3 premierships.
Did he?
Not sure what the years were, 62, 63 or something like that. Not sure what years they were, but Reg played on the back line. He was a good full. When the ball would go up, one back pocket to go out, and the other one would drop into the goal square. And Johnny Hill was in the other forward pocket, in the back pocket, and it'd be vice versa sort of thing. They saved a hell of a lot of goals that way, but they don't seem to do it nowadays. They all just go out and chase the ball.
Looking at the records, I counted there was a Beasy family were 15 premierships out of the 18 premierships. There was somebody from the Beasy family.
Did they? I don't know.
That Beasy holds a record with 5 premierships.
Yeah, that Jack Beasy, I can't.
That's going back a long time ago.
Yeah,
It's pretty amazing.
my father's name was Jack, but it wasn't him.
Yeah, 1980.
Did you ever find out over at Bendigo?
No, did this one,
Oh.
yeah. Okay. And the only time a Beasy family, if somebody hasn't been in a final, a Beasy hasn't been in a team, was in 1930, 1932, 33.
Yeah. That's a stat I didn't know. Aye.
And if I could just finish, just for the record, where would you guys reside when you first come to town, Clive, through those years? Was it down on McKinnon Road?
No, originally my grandfather, who was the local bandmaster, he was the bandmaster here, and they lived out the old lead. Where all the gold is down at the moment, that's where the Heenan was, and Mum and Dad and his 8 brothers and sisters used to walk to the school here through the Mullakeeps. From there, when he retired, they bought the house down here on where the little vineyard is on Tweedale Street. That was the family home for about 35, 40 years, and that's from there they used to practice all their band stuff there. And then when they passed away, we moved down to the end of Tweedale Street. And the house is still standing down there, which was where the butter factory was, Peter's Butter Factory.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Noel, what about yourself? When you were growing up, where did you reside?
6 Barclay Street, all my life.
Yeah. Is it
Yeah.
on the corner there? Or was
Yep.
That was the house, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, I lived there all my life, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, on behalf of us, thanks very much for your time today.
Pleasure.
Thanks, then.
Thank you.
Good.